Dan Bongino is probably the single dumbest person and the shortest clip next to Don Jr. So we will jump right in. Think of it as a moron aperitif. This is Dan Bongini. Bongholio. Dan Bongholio. What will a desperate, isolated Putin do? I don't know, sing MacArthur Park? Who gives a fuck? Are we, is this the whole, like, we're backing these people into a corner. We have to give him an out. Maybe one of those yachts we've seized. Let him have it. Just come on. Don't expect strong men of the world to actually get their comeuppance. Ugh. But let's see. What will a desperate, isolated Putin do? Let's find out what Bongholio thinks, who is, of course, looking for a teepee for his bunghole. We will find out. Okay, here we go. Bongholio.
Has an opinion about this horrific Russian invasion of Ukraine.
Okay, hold on. There was a tip on the beginning of that. What?
Listen, everyone has an opinion about this horrific Russian invasion of Ukraine.
Yeah, I mean, what do you think this is? A country with free speech or something?
We're approaching the 2-week mark of fighting. But despite all the press conferences...
Yeah, and that's usually about the time everybody has an opinion, 2 weeks in. You know, it's like any new series that everyone's binge watching.
The tweets, the official statements, the debates, votes, and opinions. There are still a lot of very serious open questions about how Vladimir Putin can keep his war machine supplied and funded. I mean,
yeah, that's the question. That's what we're all wondering. How does he do it? I mean, Vladimir Putin's amazing. He can bring home the bacon, fry it up in a pan, and he's still got more time than Bongino to be a man.
Can't go on indefinitely. So what's Putin's plan here? Question one here. First, the level of engagement by the Russian Air Force has been surprisingly minimal. Thank the Lord, by the way, and I'm not using his name in vain there.
You don't even reference. It doesn't even count it as an actual reference. I'm using it more as a label, or, you know, it's kind of like thank Coca-Cola. You just wave, if you wave the can, it's not taking Coke's name in vain.
Many analysts are puzzled by Putin's failure to use all of his air assets to create his desired dystopia and hellscape on the ground.
No, they aren't. No, they aren't. Because he wants, the land, so you can't just destroy it all. You can't just strafe bomb it. And you can't just slaughter civilians because they are related to the people in Russia. You can't say, I'm just trying to decapitate the government and then bomb the fuck out of everything. Every time they do hit something or a stray missile hits something that is beyond the target that they were aiming at, it shows up on the goddamn news and it sneaks through, and any Russian that finds out about it is like, what the fuck was that? So that's why. It's not a mystery. He thinks it's his land already, dum-dum.
Great. Why is that? Well, I have an expert on this coming up in a few minutes.
By the way, that is a helicopter, a Russian helicopter being shot out of the air by, see that little trail of smoke that went up? It hit a helicopter, and then the helicopter goes like this and falls out of the sky. They've been rotating that one. You guys have probably seen it.
Is Putin being strategic here and calculating with his ground forces? Also,
Or
if he's holding his ground forces back in this convoy, why? Is he...
Yeah, that's what he's doing. Guys, he's holding them back. I mean, he's like Braveheart.
Did they not prepare? Does he really want to destroy, another question, major cities like Kharkiv and Kiev?
No, hence why they're not totally bombing everything yet.
Does he want to obliterate Ukraine's major cities and ports while planning to occupy them later? Kind of an asinine goal, right? Can he...
Right, which is why most people think that that's not the intent.
To rebuild them later. The answers to these questions are still unknown, but they have to be asked, and don't be afraid to ask questions.
Wait a minute, who the fuck is afraid to ask this question? Oh man, if I ask why Putin's doing what he's doing, what the fuck he's up to, geez, I might get canceled. You know how they come after conservatives all the time. These are the questions the mainstream media doesn't want you to ask. That's why I'm asking them like everybody else has on fucking Fox in relative prime time. What? Is that the entire show? Is that what his show? I don't watch it all the time. Is that Bongino's whole angle? Is it just like I ask the questions you're not allowed to ask? You know, like why is water wet?
Don't be intimidated. You're not.
Yeah, don't be intimidated by going, what the fuck is this asshole up to? Hold on. I have to do this. Don't be intimidated to ask questions. What's Putin's endgame? Putin and the nuclear endgame. What's Vladimir Putin's endgame in Iraq? What is Putin's endgame for Ukraine in Moscow as key people are struggling? Russia-Ukraine war. What is Putin's endgame? Vox. What's Putin's endgame in Ukraine? What is Putin's endgame for Ukraine in Moscow? Geez, I hope all these people at Al Jazeera, Vox, the Globe and Mail, PBS NewsHour, Quora, fucking Wall Street Journal, I hope they all know their jobs are on the line. I wonder how intimidated they are to ask the actual question that most people are like, what the fuck is this dude? All right.
Russian stooge if you ask basic questions here.
And again, what? All right. Fuck, this dude is dumb. Like he's genuinely inverting the argument, not like because he is the point that people are getting in trouble for is what's Putin's justification? Why would he feel like he has a reason? And so a lot of people who are Putin apologists will back up. I'm just asking a question about, what did we do to start all this? Why is this, how is it in some ways our fault? That whole thing. That's not the question that he's posing. The question he's posing is, what's the dude fucking thinking? Not, why is it okay? Why is it okay would be the reason. Why is okay? And I think this is why it's okay. That's when you get the Lee Camps of the world and the Jimmy Dores of the world. That those folks are going, I'll tell you why it's okay, because 1990, during the Soviet Union promised Ronald Reagan that they would give back Berlin if he would promise not to reunify Germany and turn that up again. And they promised and they broke the verbal agreement and a handshake deal with a country that doesn't exist anymore. And that also signed an agreement in 1997 that allows any government that wants to join NATO. Fuck off. All right.
That's the questions. We deserve answers too.
There are no answers, stupid. What the fuck? Why won't you tell me? What is the mainstream media telling you? They have a brain ray pointed at Putin. They know what he's thinking. Why won't they tell us? What are they afraid of? Why won't these people give us a transcript of what's going on in Vladimir Putin's head right now? Huh? What? I mean, do you even CIA, bro? The fuck?
Another question here. Putin.
I don't even know that was a question. I don't know what the fuck is happening.
Massive convoy headed towards Kiev. It's stalled. There's a lot of reporting on this, and Russian forces are frustrated due to weather conditions and reported supply problems.
Is that why they're frustrated? They're not at all frustrated that they thought they were going in on an exercise and now they're having to kill their wife's cousin?
Days, columns of trucks and troops, they're running severely low on gas and food. How does that happen?
I don't know. I think maybe Biden did it. Maybe it's the Biden's energy policies that are making groceries too expensive for the convoy. Maybe since that's your fallback for every fucking thing else.
It's kind of warfare 101, right? If you're going to invade another sovereign country, God forbid, wouldn't it be wise to make sure your troops at least had enough supplies to get there first? Beans and bullets, folks. Beans
and bullets. Come on. Yeah, beans. That is the strategy. Beans and bullets. Yeah, they're full of beans. Don't worry about it.
bullets. If you don't have those two things and you haven't nailed down your logistics, it's probably not a good idea to invade a foreign country.
I don't think Putin's watching your show, Bongino. I mean, you could call him. You know Trump, and Trump knows Putin. I mean, dude, that's better than Kevin Bacon odds, honestly.
We'll have a guest coming up on that soon too.
Yeah. What are they going to say? I don't know. I don't know why they didn't have enough beans. You gotta be short of beans. Why were you being when you have enough beans? Why can't you bring some beans? Beans.
Forget the Air Force concerns for a second and the lack of supplies for his invading army. If this
okay, it's going to be hard to.
It's going to drag on for a long period of time, which appears to be the case thanks to the resilience of the Ukrainian people. Then how does Putin expect to keep funding this war? The value of the ruble's trash.
Hey, fucko, this is the same dude who was telling us that the sanctions were not going to work. Listen to this dickhead. He's one of the people at Fox News who's like, sanctions? We're gonna sanction our way out of this? I mean, duh, beans, bullets, and bank books. How are you gonna pay for this? I mean, how are we gonna pay for Fox News if the ruble's shit? How's the Bongino podcast gonna buy ads on Facebook if they're not taking rubles anymore?
It's bottomed out. It's on the brink of collapse.
By the way, I don't want you to think he's reusing murder footage of a plane full of human beings bursting into flames and dying all at once just for the prurient, masturbatory, violent impulse of his viewers. No. That's actually a chart of the Russian economy.
100 to 1 in exchange rate with the U.S. dollar at one point. Folks, the sanctions and banking regulations through SWIFT may not bring down Putin for good, but they're certainly contributing to his ongoing financial and economic woes.
Yes, it's his woes. They're contributing to his woes. There is no point, Jimmy. Thank you for pointing that out. Jimmy was like, what the hell is the point here? I don't know. There is no point. This is fucking garbage. He's just filling time. This is gibberish. First of all, there's two questions. Why aren't they using the air? Because they don't want to just strafe bomb their second cousin twice removed, obviously. And why did they run out of shit? Well, because they thought it was going to be easier, because they were lied to, and because Putin's not a tactical genius. He's a fucking moron. He's a spy. He's used to walking up to somebody, spraying a poison in their face, and then going and having a sandwich. This is different. He's never invaded a country with more, or an area of any other country that has more than 4 million people in it, ever. This is the first time Vladimir Putin is in a real war.
Going to fund this war. And we found out tonight, by the way, MasterCard, Visa, PayPal, all pulling out. Perhaps the most critical question, however, we should be asking.
All right. Critical question is, will there still be Russian OnlyFans, and will Bongino's password still work?
Is what will a desperate, isolated Vladimir Putin do?
Right. He's running out of options. He's running out of cash. He's surrounded. He's got mason jars full of urine. His nails are growing long. What's he going to do?
Folks, I just want to say again, too, ask questions.
Yeah, don't be afraid to ask the question, because people will try to shut you down, wondering out loud what the fuck Putin is thinking, and that his stupid plan might involve killing a bunch of people. They're going to scoop you up. The American the Gazpacho are coming for you.
Should be asking, okay, and then what? If we...
Yes, right. Who dares? Welcome to Okay, and Then What? The new Bongino show on Fox Nation. On right after Tucker Carlson goes, "Why, I like Putin. Why wouldn't I like Putin? I like Putin. Who doesn't like Putin? I like Putin like Kavanaugh likes beer. I like Putin. Putin's fun. Putin's a good guy. Putin, is one of those things.
I like wood.
Yeah.
Establish a no-fly zone. And then what happens?
Well, then we're in a full shooting war with Russia, and then the possibility of ratcheting it up to a nuclear war is increasingly possible. That's why we're not doing a no-fly zone.
consequences to that. When we know the consequences, we all as American citizens and smart people can process them and talk to our lawmakers and make decisions. Us being there and asking the questions, it doesn't make you some stooge of Putin to ask common sense questions like, how do we avoid a possible nuclear war?
Yeah. How dare you? I mean, I'm surprised this video didn't just go to black like the other ones. How dare you ask, how can we avoid a nuclear war? I mean, talk about edgy. Yeah. God damn.
Those are real questions with real.
Yes, they're real questions. With a real word on the end. Real questions. Hold on. The real question. Okay, asking. Why you not asking the real question and not gonna have a big war? And then I can have a big war. Then you ask the question, get smacked on the head. And there's no teacher said nobody's no such thing as a dumb question except for when the Bongholio tated.
Consequences. And one more thing.
One more thing. Tying a nail.
And Putin doesn't have to ask all the time, and then what? Is because some of our lawmakers here keep advertising what we're going to do.
Oh no! Wait a minute. You can't tell them. My mom says if I don't eat my broccoli, I can't play Xbox. If she should have not have warned me, she should have just watched me not eat the broccoli. And then say no Xbox, so I can go, why did I know the Xbox? And she'd go, well, because they need the broccoli. And I said, well, how am I supposed to know that I'm supposed to eat the broccoli? Nobody said eat the broccoli, just that the broccoli's there. I don't like the broccoli, I'm not going to eat the broccoli. Why didn't you tell me? You can't set the rule up after potatoes. I had the potatoes. I ate a potato. But I didn't eat the broccoli. And I don't want to eat the broccoli. But so I didn't eat the broccoli, and then they go to can't play on the game. You can't play on the iPad. That's why I would recommend in chapter 4 of Sun Tzu's The Art of War, you should telegraph the consequences, but not the stratagems. That's what it says in Sun Tzu, The Art of War. I have a coloring book of Sun Tzu, The Art of War, and it says let your enemy know what's they're in for it if it's gonna do something, but don't tell them how you do it.
Shutting your mouth is a good thing. No,
that's a good idea. And in that moment, he quit his show. That would be so awesome. Wouldn't it be awesome if it just stopped a show? Sometimes you gotta shut your mouth. And then he didn't say anything else. And then just roll credits.
Never got in trouble for not saying anything. You don't have...
Well, yeah, it's called dead air. You're on the television show. Tell you what, test that theory. Tomorrow on the podcast, say, today's episode title called, I never get in trouble for not saying anything. And then don't say anything else and see how many subscribers you lose.
Advertise to the world every single darn clandestine op we're going to be involved in.
Hey. Well, how do you know? And I appreciate that he did quit at that moment. They just decided to do it for him. Dead Air Dan strikes again. Goodbye, everybody. Hey, I love this guy on Little Rascals. Wasn't he Petey or something? No, that was the dog with the eye thing. So, yes. Yeah, you gotta ask questions, but don't be afraid to keep your mouth shut. That's right. It's a great strategy. It's the Bongholio doctrine. It's genius.